28 Days Later was a film directed by Danny Boyle and written by Alex Garland, who you might know as the director of films such as Ex Machina and Annihilation. What I liked about 28 Days Later. I love the scene where Jim wakes up from his coma. Just the emptiness of the city as he walks around just makes you feel dread the more he walks around. I like the editing and camera work. Whenever the film cuts to a zombie perspective, the camera begins to shake and the editing becomes frenetic. It was such a great way to show just how feral and crazy these things were. I like the quieter moments of the film where you can just take a deep breath and watch as the characters can just have this small little moment of peace before the chaos happens again. Cillian Murphy is great as always, and not much here to say. Cillian Murphy is a fantastic actor in general, and his performance here is no different. What I disliked about 28 Days Later. While the introduction of Jim was great, the actual first scene of the film, well made. I felt the film could have been better off without it, and just kept with a little bit more ambiguity as to how the virus spread. The romance felt extremely forced. This is honestly a pet peeve of mine. I just hate it when movies that don't need a romance just throw a romance in there just for the sake of it. Besides Jim and Frank, none of the other characters really stood out. Everyone else was pretty bland and forgettable. This is especially the case when you meet the army towards the end of the film. You can practically label each of them like, oh, yep, here's the coward, and, yep, that's a psychopath. The product placement. Am I saying films can't have product placement? No. But when it's so in your face about it, like towards the beginning of the film, what's the first thing Jim drinks? A delicious Pepsi. If it was a one-time thing, I'd forgive it, but it happens so often in the movie. Final thoughts. While I thought the first two acts were pretty well done, I find that the film could have used a bit more ambiguity, and a forced romance bugged me quite a bit. The film can still be entertaining, especially if you want to see what's influenced many zombie movies. But for me personally, I'd give this film a B-.